Oh, I know that sound. It's time for the Beer and News Report. Hi, and welcome to the Beer and News Report. Cheers. Today I'm drinking Brew Free or Die. It's a blood orange IPA. I don't know if you can see the color in this, but the beer's actually orange. Not a strong orange, but it's orange in color. And I know you're thinking, hey, wait a minute, blood oranges are actually red in color. So I'm a little suspect if they're actually using blood oranges. In any case, the orange flavor covers over the harshness that you get from IPAs with their hoppiness, right? They're known for being hoppy. This is actually kind of sweet. So this is one IPA beer that I can drink. I actually like it. I still prefer a lager or a Hefeweizen over this, but this really isn't that bad. I think you should give it a try. Cheers. Today's show is called Geothermal Mining. What the heck is that, and why is it important? It's using geothermal power plants to mine lithium. It's already happening right now. You may have seen the 60-minute episode on Lithium Valley where they talk about mining for lithium with geothermal power plants. But what's the big deal? Because of the push on electric cars, the need for lithium has grown faster than anything we can produce. So research is being done to figure out new ways of mining for lithium. And this is one of them. The great thing about this technology is that we already have geothermal power plants throughout the US. All we have to do is upgrade them. I'm going to explain all this in my show, so sit back, grab your beer, watch us on your laptop, which probably has a lithium battery, and of course, have a big bag of chips for a snack. Yeah, cheers. Okay, first off, what is a geothermal power plant? All around the world, there's these hotspots where the magma gets close to the Earth's surface. For instance, Yellowstone National Park. They have a guy there called Old Faithful. So every now and then, the water goes into the spout, it heats up, gets to a point where it can't take it, and it blows out. It spews out a hole in the ground. This happens every several times a day. I don't know the exact hour it takes or whatever, but it's fun to watch. People go there all the time just to see this thing go. Geothermal power plants, basically the same thing. You send water down to where these magma hotspots are. It superheats the water, but it stays water because it's under pressure. Then they pull it back up, and the water releases its energy in the form of steam, which turns turbines, and that's how we get energy out of it. The steam cools down, turns back into water, and we repeat the cycle over and over and over again. To be clear, this isn't a cure for our energy woes, as this can only be done where there's hotspots, right? So not every state in the U.S. has a hotspot. Lucky for us, California has several of them. Yeah, I've actually been to one. I went to Shasta National Park, and what they don't tell you is that this hot water that's bubbling up from the ground, it stinks. It has sulfur in it. It smells like rotten eggs. You know, the funny thing is I still see these people in their bathing suits. They're sitting in these ponds that stink, but they're saying this water, which they're splashing all over themselves, has a therapeutic effect. Yeah, I would say that the therapeutic effect is birth control, because no one is going to have sex with you with that aroma all over your body. Yeah. Cheers. Getting back to lithium, it is hot material for our batteries, right? They're used in cell phones, they're in our laptops, and now they're in our cars. And it's the cars that are causing the problem because it takes a lot of lithium batteries to power a car. Not to mention, if you have a pickup truck or one of those electric semis, the worry is that as electric cars, electric trucks become more and more popular, there won't be enough lithium to supply the world needs of batteries. So how do we get more lithium? It should be noted first that lithium is a very common element. It's everywhere around the world. All you have to do is just extract it and purify so it can be used in batteries. And there are several ways of doing it. One way is to mine it. You dig it up from the ground, mix chemicals with it to extract the lithium, and then you process it into batteries. Problem is, it causes scarring of the earth, and there's these waste products from the chemicals you use. Another way is to force water down there, but you make a sludge, and you pump the water out, and it comes out like a very heavy salt water. And you put it into these pools. These are evaporation pools. As the water totally dries off, you scrape up the lithium. They do the same thing with salt. This doesn't have as much waste product that the mining does or the refining does, but it's slower. You have to wait till all the water evaporates. That's got to be one heck of a boring job. You go home, your wife says, "How was your work today?" And you're like, "I watched water evaporate for 8 hours." She goes, "Wow. Did a lot of it evaporate?" "No, it freaking rained." That's enough to cost someone to drink. Cheers. Lastly, there's geothermal mining. At first, the lithium was returned back to the earth since it was a waste product. It really didn't have a use for it. When the steam cooled down, you had all this water, you just pump it back in there. All you really wanted was a hot water to turn into steam. But then, when lithium batteries took off, geothermal power plants thought twice about, hey, why are we returning the lithium back to earth? So technology was developed, and this is where you can now filter out the lithium and process it into batteries. Now, all these geothermal power plants can now refine the lithium, and so now their profits have increased. So you should expect to see a surge in geothermal power plants throughout the country as these are becoming bigger and bigger profit centers. But lithium isn't the only element found when they superheat this water. Obviously, there's sulfur, right? If you've ever been to a hot spot, like I said before, the water bubbling up, it smells. Other ones are like boron, mercury, and of course salt, just to name a few. But now that we're using geothermal power plants to do mining, you can develop new technology to mine for other materials. Who knows? Maybe in the future, this will be how we mine for gold. Yeah, cheers. Well, as you can see, my beer's almost empty, and that means we're at the end of the show. If you want to contact me, I can reach at this email address. Hope you had a good time watching the show and you learned more about mining and geothermal power plants. If you liked it, click that like button. Of course, if you want to get notified of new shows, you click that subscribe button and click the bell icon next to it. This will notify you when I put out a new show. Till then, keep your beer cold and your interest hot. Cheers.